All right, Viking fans. Whew, that was rough yesterday. A lot of things to cover here. But first, Fran Talkington today. We got Fran on. We're bringing out the big guns. Had to get Fran Talkington in there today. Man who was the quarterback when I became a Viking fan. Uh, you know, good book out here, by the way. Last Kings of the Old NFL. Great book I've been reading. Sister got it for me last Christmas about the 1969 Vikings. And just great stuff. Got Eller on the cover there. All right. It's really exciting stuff. It's a tough week. So let's try to break this down logically here. Got my Viking shades. I did go to Catholic school for many years, but I'm not able to perform an exorcism. I feel like we need to get some kickers together and perform an exorcism. That being said, until 1999, I felt like we always had really good kickers. And I feel like we've had pretty good kickers, but we'll miss big kicks from time to time. So obviously Anderson missed a big one in 99. I thought that was our best team in the recent memory. Then, of course, Blair Walsh, excellent kicker, and then misses that one in Seattle. Although, and I've been defending Zimmer all the time. Although Blair Walsh missed a couple extra points that year, and they were all from the left hash. And the last snap before he missed again, we put the ball in the left hash. Not saying that he should miss that kick, but as a coach, every detail matters. So let's get to what I will blame Zimmer for. I think Zimmer's a wonderful coach, but when, like I said, I'm also an Oakland A's fan. I have an Oakland A's podcast, and Bob Melvin and Mike Zimmer are very similar. They both do a fine job, but they have their subtle weaknesses that they keep doing over and over again, and they cost you at winning time. All right, so Mike Zimmer, since Brad Childress, we have not had a man who understands the clock. We let up 7 points last week in the last 2 minutes because they had one timeout, the Bengals. We didn't run the ball twice. If the first down doesn't work, you run it twice and you make sure that they don't score again. And then this week we let up 10 points. That's 17 points in 2 games in the last 2 minutes because we mismanaged the clock. Got to learn how to do that. The last 2 minutes of the first half is almost as important as the last 2 minutes. The second half. You got to manage the clock. It's momentum killers. It's huge. Last 5 minutes of the first half, first 5 minutes of the second half, very important. And we mismanaged the clock again yesterday before the half. And you can't let that kid out of bounds, all right, with 1 second left on the clock. I know Prater's a freak, old Bronco kicker. And at the end of the game there, I know he should make a 37-yarder. But with the current Viking situations with kicking, are you going to settle for the same distance basically as the extra point he missed? Now, I know he hit a couple of 50-yarders. I like this kid. But with our weapons and 40 seconds and a timeout and the ball in the 20, I'm sorry. I got to Dalvin it a couple of more times. Maybe one more time. Okay? I run up to the line. I spike it. Maybe I run Dalvin one more hard time. Or I take a shot to the end zone, one-on-one with Jefferson or Thielen. And I go from there. If I miss, all right, no big deal. You throw one of those fades, which I hate in any other situation, but this situation, and you take your shot. And I respect that. But Jesus Christ, can we? I know it's not his fault he missed, but you gotta take that down. Now again, we'll get off of Zimmer for that. But Jesus Christ, his clock management in the first half. I mean, I tell you, he's on the hot seat. But if I was his own ownership, I would call him and say, whoever your best clock person is, they're in charge of clock management, not him anymore. Take that off his plate. Let him handle the defense and general game management, but not the clock. He has been bad with the clock, like everybody, like I said, since Brad Childress has. Every year, it's the same old crap, letting up points before the end of the first half. And you say, well, that doesn't matter. The game, we could have won the game there. It does matter. If you're not letting up 3 to Prater, we don't even have to deal with this crap. Kid should have made the kick, no doubt. Last year, Bailey was awful. Obviously, we know about all the missed kicks he had. But here we are. We've only had really, we talk about Viking kickers, but it's not been that bad. But recently, with Bailey was really bad. Like I said, Blair Walsh missed that one a couple of years back. Of course, an Anderson, but we've had pretty good kickers overall. But gosh, tough way to lose. I thought he'd make it because he made a couple of 50-plus yarders. I think we should stick with him. He had a really clutch kick the week before. I'm a big schedule guy. I talk about this on my NFL show on Telling It Like It Is. Here, by the way, I was so pissed off today. I didn't even tell you what the hell the name of the show is. It's Vikings Weekly on Telling It Like It Is. Just really frustrating. And I'm a big schedule guy. So if you look again, That's why that Bengal game is so important. You can't expect to beat Arizona. Murray is such a pain in the ass. He's such a good player. And you're chasing him around. I thought we did a pretty good job. And you have a chance to win on the road in Arizona. You have to take that chance. Bad news is we lost the game. Now we're 0-2, and now you stare in Seattle, who lost the heartbreaker last night, and who will be in a bad mood at home. So again, you could be 0-3. Schedules are everything. Take a look at my son's favorite team, the Broncos. They get to play the Giants first, then they played the Jags. Now they're going to play the Jets. Right? Think about that. That's a great way to start. It gives a franchise hope. Texans and Jags last week got to play each other. One of those teams was going to win. Somebody has hope. I know they both lost yesterday. But schedules are everything. I mean, you look at the Ravens. They lost to the Raiders. They could have been 0-2 with the Chiefs last night. Didn't let that happen. Ravens came up big and found a way to do it. Then you look at a team like the Bills. They lost a tough one at home to the Steelers. The Fish are always tough at home in that heat in early September. They go down there. They win the game. Big step up for the Bills. The Bills could have been 0-2. Imagine if the Bills were 0-2. Bills Mafia would be going crazy. Unfortunately, the Vikings are 0-2, and I have had feelings for like a 12-5 or a 13-4, 11-6 year. But right now, it's not looking good. Our schedule is so rough. But like I told you about this before, NFC West, that's who we play in our conference. And we also play the AFC Central. NFC West, AFC Central. Just really tough teams. So we already faced the easiest team in the AFC Central, and we lost. So right there, you got 7 just ridiculously hard games left. Okay. And then you have a situation where maybe our division games will be our best chance. The good news is we're only a game out of the division. And I still don't believe in the Bears, although that defense is rough. You know, the Rams torched them, but the Rams torched them with big plays, not moving the football. If you look at it, if you want to count, big plays is moving the football, you know what I mean? Not sustained drives, because the Hicks just takes up the middle too much. So we're in big trouble here. By the way, we're down in the basement. We're trying to change everything. We're doing a little mini exorcism. All right, we're not going to exercise the kickers, but we got to do something. So I got Fran out tonight. I got the book I'm reading. We're ready to go here. All right, still got the shades. I was going to go with Chris Cardigan. I love him, but I'm a little superstitious. We got to try something here. The other thing is, I thought, the kid Vigils played good 2 weeks in a row. Very nice. The defenses have been aggressive with us. I don't think we're taking advantage of those one-on-one matchups enough. The 3rd and 7 call to Abdullah, who had not played a snap all game, and we throw it 4 yards short of the marker. And I know that's your last option, so I get it. But why is Abdullah in there when we haven't even had him out there the whole game? I just feel like we're not looking at Jefferson enough. All right. And Thielen, they can win their one-on-one matchups. And I don't feel like we're getting that. We're not getting a lot of production out of the tight end either, of course. And that really hurt us this year. I thought our lines played a lot better. Seahawks, another running quarterback next week. Good God. I was happy to see Danielle Hunter look good. Kendricks plays hurt. I love that guy. He's just so tough. So we got to find a way to get this game on Sunday by hook or by crook here. 4 o'clock game. I hate those late games. But we got to find a way. It gets to that point in the season where you don't want to be 0-3. So let me read to you my little 0-2 research here for the playoff situation in the world here. 258 teams since 1990 have started 0-2. All right. Only 30 out of 258 have made the playoffs. That's 11.6%. Uh-oh. That ain't good, brother. Only 15% have won their division after starting 0-2. That's 5.8%. Only 3 teams, 1.2, have won the Super Bowl if they're going 0-2. I know the Patriots did. I know the Giants did it one year. I think in 07 the Giants did. I'm not sure. I think it was them. I know the Pats did it one year. I think no, I don't think the Giants were 0-2. I think they were 1-2. And I think the Cowboys did it with Emmett, I believe. So the thing is, it's a big situation here. We're in a big push, big trouble. So like I said, I'm glad that people are still trying to find a way to blame Kirk Cousins. It's 2 weeks in a row now. He's taking us down the field. He's done a good job. Obviously, we still know his faults. He holds the ball too long. The problem that people have with Kirk Cousins is the money he makes. But is that his decision? No, it's not. If I was him, I would have, I'd renegotiate and take less. But I'm not Kirk Cousins. But people have a problem with the money he makes. And don't forget, guys, just because you pay a guy more than he's worth doesn't mean he's going to elevate. Like I said, I live in New York here. The Mets paid Bobby Bonilla a ton of money. Bobby Bonilla was a 280 hitter. Bobby Bonilla, after they paid him, was a 280 hitter. This year, the Mets are playing Francisco Lindor, $336 million. Francisco Lindor is a 280 lifetime hitter. This year, he's hitting 230. It was like, what, you think you should pay the guy more? He's going to be a better player? No, he's not. He's going to be who he is. And so you can be bitter about the money they're spending, but that's really the GM who I like. Spielman, I love. I think he's put enough talent on the field. But the thing is, just got to be better. We got to be better. You got to find a way to win. You go to get to 0-3, you're really going to struggle. It's not going to be a good situation to be 0-3. Lily and Rosie are in the studio here downstairs in the basement. Lily is wrestling with her sister Rosie. My two doggies, my two rescues here. And maybe they'll join us in the booth right now as we move the camera over for Lily. So the thing is, we need to find a way. And what we have to do, I'd like to see us. Cookie did a great job, but in the second half, they neutralized Cook. I'd like to see a little play action. So a lot of great suggestions on the fan pages about a little more play action. Like I said, I'd like to, I don't love the 3rd and 3 40-yard deep shot fade unless it's at the end of the game and you're already in field goal range and you want to protect the ball. Vikings been famous for that for years. We take a 40-yard shot, when it's 3rd and 1, and I get that. Going back to the old days when Gus Frerotte made that big play versus the Bears for us in his season on our own goal line, basically. Like I said, we played good enough to win. Mike Zimmer's like, well, a couple of plays and we're 2-0. Well, if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle. So, that really doesn't matter. Doesn't really do much for you. I know you're frustrated. I'm frustrated too. At the same time, watching that game yesterday, I have to flip back and forth to watch my A's, who had a 3-week period where our bullpen had a 7 ERA. So I was watching my A's at 4:00 and blow a 2-0 lead again in the 9th inning, but we won in extras. So it's been stressful. Stressful 4:00 time slot for me on East Coast time, 4:00 time slot. But very stressful situation. I'd like to see the play action a little more. Like I said, I don't like those deep shots. We only need a couple of yards. I think the crossing routes are underused there. But overall, I thought we played good enough to win the game. Like I said, second half, we did move the ball well enough. We had a couple of 3-and-outs there, not too good. But again, we did get down the field, and we got it done. Bad news is we came up short on the kick. The extra point again cost us. And it's funny, we're so negative prone as Viking fans that when the guy misses the extra point, you're up 20-7. A couple of bad parts in our defense there. There's obviously a broken coverage on the Murray play down the sideline. But the bigger problem is we have a situation where we're 3rd and 16. We give that up. 3rd and goal from the 9. We give that up as a touchdown. We had the fumble call back, which was a good call. But, just tough situations where you're not getting off the field on 3rd down. We did a couple of those last week versus the Bengals as well. The 4th and 5. Obviously, we're seeing the blitz. Only problem I have with that is Zimmer usually does a better job of disguising that. And you could see that coming from Ray Charles could see that blitz was coming. And we know that who Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder are, two of my favorite singers, but we know that they could even see that. So that wasn't a good situation. I'd like to see a little bit better coaching in that respect, that blitz need to be hitting a little better, but I know we like that gap up the middle there. But the bottom line is everybody in the world saw that one coming. So tough situation there. We got to find a way to win this game though. So get out your Viking gear, break some traditions from what you did the first 2 weeks, eat a little something different, do what you got to do. Maybe watch it in a different place. I broke out the Franny Talkington. I broke out the, still got my shades. I got the Viking book. Nice book here. Last Kings of the Old NFL. Nothing like the Vikings. Pat Duncan's the author. Maybe I'll get a plug. Again, tune into us. Watch us. Obviously, Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, YouTube, on the Facebook groups. Contact me on the Facebook groups. Love to have some of you guys on. If you're a passionate Viking fan, knows your stuff. Come on, we'll have you on. We'll talk Viking football. We'll give you the questions in advance, and we'll have some fun, man. That's what it's about. It's my favorite podcast when I have people come on. It's hard to find passionate A's fans and Viking fans when I live in New York. So I'd love to talk to you long distance. We get you on Zoom. We'd love to have you. Got to get a win. Got to find a way to contain Russell Wilson. Got to find a way to contain the big stud wide receiver. I think we'll be all right. But more importantly, again, we're not turning the ball over and we're still losing games, which is the biggest concern I have. But signing out, we got to be positive and go Vikes.